Hold on tight. What if the fresh state pension hike that everyone's been cheering is actually a hidden tax booby trap? Imagine celebrating an extra £575 a year only to realise you're being nudged into a new tax bracket and caught off guard. Today, we're diving into the details behind the UK state pension increase and how it might not be as beneficial as it appears at first glance.
You've probably seen the headlines. State pension rises by 4.8% and felt a wave of relief knowing the government is looking out for your future. The narrative is comforting and reassuring, designed to create a sense of security among millions of pensioners. But beneath this promising announcement lies a strategy that could end up costing many more than they bargained for. To put it simply, the government's recent move is a double-edged sword. On one side, you get a modest increase in your state pension, roughly an extra £575 annually. On the other, this increase may trigger higher tax liabilities for thousands of pensioners who were previously outside the income tax net. How does that work? Let's break it down. For many of you who are UK professionals and are increasingly focused on safeguarding your hard-earned wealth, this might seem like a paradox. The government boosts your pension with a smile, but it also sets the stage for a stealth increase in your income tax payments. You might ask, why would the government structure an increase that ends up being a trap? And the answer is far from simple. It's a part of a broader fiscal strategy. At its core, this strategy is about revenue. With rising costs in public services and an aging population, the government is constantly on the lookout for ways to maintain and even increase funding without overtly raising taxes. Increasing the state pension while simultaneously adjusting the tax threshold is one such manoeuvre. The idea is straightforward. By nudging more retirees into the taxable income bracket, the government collects additional revenue without having to directly announce a tax hike. Consider the situation from a retiree's point of view. For years, many pensioners have enjoyed tax-free state pensions. Suddenly, with this increase, that once welcome benefit might vanish, and you find yourself paying tax for the first time. This isn't an accidental oversight. It's a deliberate policy design. And if you're smart about your financial planning, you need to be aware of these nuances. Now, let's talk numbers and policy mechanics. The state pension increase may seem like free money, but in reality, if your total income crosses the personal allowance threshold just because of this bump, you could begin paying income tax. This is what some experts call a cliff edge. You might have thought you were safe under the current rules, but the extra £575 could tip you over into taxable territory. It's a situation where a seeming gain becomes a trigger for an additional expense, costing you more than you receive. Why would the government design things this way? The policy reflects a balancing act between rewarding service and managing public funds. The state pension is meant to provide a basic level of income for retirees, a form of social security. Increasing it sounds like a win for pensioners, but when viewed through the lens of overall government fiscal policy, it becomes evident that this is also a revenue generation tool. The simultaneous tax trap ensures that while the pension goes up, more people end up contributing to the tax base, helping to fill the widening gap between increasing public spending and available resources. Have you ever heard the saying, "There's no such thing as a free lunch"? This is a prime example. The extra money you see in your pension notice may not be entirely free money after all. Financial planning for your retirement isn't just about watching your funds grow. It's also about understanding how changes in tax policy can impact your disposable income. And it's not just about the numbers. The timing matters. For those entering retirement, the prospect of an unexpected tax liability can be a shock, especially when it disrupts carefully laid plans for a secure future. Let's explore another angle, the broader implications for UK professionals who are not yet retired. As someone who helps professionals avoid financial traps, I often see how seemingly positive government initiatives can mask underlying complexities. While younger professionals may not be hit by this tax trap immediately,
Understanding these strategies can inform decisions about saving, investing, and planning for retirement. It serves as a reminder to always read between the lines of government policy announcements.
Another important factor is that these changes may not affect everyone in the same way. Your personal financial situation, including your other sources of income and your total taxable income, plays a critical role in determining whether you'll become subject to this new tax liability. Suppose your other earnings are modest and you've managed to keep your taxable income below the threshold. In that case, you might welcome the rise without worry. But if you already have additional income streams or investments, even a small increase could push you past the limit, leading to unforeseen tax bills. What makes this topic especially intriguing is the contrast between the headline and the underlying reality. Politicians and media outlets often focus on the positive spin, the increase in your pension, without highlighting the hidden cost. It's like receiving an attractive gift box, only to discover that it comes with strings attached. And it begs the question, how many of us pause to calculate the net effect of such changes before celebrating? There's also a broader lesson here about fiscal policy and its impact on individual planning. For years, pensions have been seen as a reliable means of sustaining oneself in retirement. Yet, as political and economic landscapes evolve, so too do the mechanisms of these systems. The introduction of new tax responsibilities under the guise of pension increases forces us to rethink our approach to retirement planning. Instead of taking government policy at face value, you must delve deeper and consider the long-term implications on your wealth. Let's debunk a common myth, that an increase in pension always translates to higher living standards. While this is generally true in a vacuum, when you factor in higher taxes, the net benefit can be significantly reduced. This myth is especially dangerous because it may lead many to assume that all increases are inherently positive without considering the trickle-down effects on their overall financial health. So how can you protect yourself against such unexpected pitfalls? First, stay informed. Keeping an eye on policy shifts and the fine print of government announcements is crucial. Engage with reliable financial news sources and perhaps even consult financial advisors who understand the complexities of UK tax laws and pension policies. Knowledge is power, and by staying updated, you're better positioned to anticipate and mitigate potential negative impacts. Next, consider diversifying your retirement planning strategies. Relying solely on the state pension might not be the best idea in a dynamic fiscal environment. Explore private pension schemes, personal savings, or investment portfolios that can offer more flexibility. Diversification isn't just about spreading risk. It's about ensuring that even if one source encounters a fiscal trap, your overall financial security remains intact. A contrarian view that might surprise you is the notion that sometimes state interventions, while well-intentioned, can lead to unintended financial burdens. The idea of a free increase in pensions is too good to be true when you consider the hidden tax implications. This myth-busting perspective encourages a more critical outlook on how government policies can subtly shift fiscal responsibilities onto individuals without drawing much attention. Imagine you're planning for retirement as if every detail is a piece of a complex puzzle. Suddenly, one piece, the extra £575, doesn't quite fit. It disrupts the equilibrium you've worked hard to achieve. That's essentially the trap here. While the increase might seem like a small puzzle piece, its ripple effect on your tax liability might force you to reconsider how each element of your retirement plan interacts with the others. Let's paint a picture. You're enjoying a quiet afternoon with a cup of tea, carefully reviewing your retirement planning documents. The figures on paper show growth, security, and a promise of financial freedom. That's the narrative that the government and media want you to believe. But lurking in the margins is a detail that might shatter this illusion. A potential tax liability that could derail your plans. It's like finding out that the key to your safe has been subtly altered,
and now you have to scramble to figure out the new combination.
For UK professionals who are serious about making smarter wealth decisions, understanding these intricacies is paramount. The state pension increase is a reminder that every financial decision, no matter how seemingly trivial, has layers of complexity that require careful analysis. It teaches you to never accept things at face value. Instead, approach every financial announcement with a blend of curiosity and skepticism. As we wrap up this exploration, remember that your financial security is in your hands. The state pension and its accompanying tax trap highlight the importance of being an active participant in your financial planning. Keep a close eye on policy developments, challenge prevailing narratives when necessary, and always remember to ask the hard questions. What isn't being told? What might be the hidden costs behind the good news? Take these insights as actionable steps. Subscribe to trusted financial advisories, consult with experts, and review your retirement plans regularly to ensure nothing slips through the cracks. With the right mindset and information, you can navigate these complicated waters and keep your wealth strategy on track. In the end, while the £575 annual increase in your state pension may seem like positive news, it comes bundled with a tax trap that could change the dynamics of your retirement income. It's a crafted strategy that takes advantage of your financial security to pull in more revenue, unbeknownst to many. By analysing this twist in the narrative, you gain the foresight to reevaluate your approach and safeguard your future wealth. Thank you for joining me in dissecting this hidden fiscal puzzle. I'm confident that with vigilance and informed planning, you can avoid falling into similar traps, ensuring that every financial decision you make builds towards a truly secure retirement. Stay smart, stay alert, and keep questioning the headlines. After all, real financial security comes from truly understanding the fine print behind every policy announcement.